All right, ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen, I am your host once again for this week in Base Hit. My name is Zubaz. That is my friend Citizen Clone. Clone, how was your week?
Pretty good, man.
Good.
I am looking at your hat. Uh,
You know what team that is?
I do not know. I mean,
That's
Kansas
that
City.
team right there. That's Kansas City Monarchs. So I thought, Juneteenth they do some Negro League celebration and MLB. And I know we're a little late because we didn't do a podcast last week. I wasn't feeling well. My apologies, but thought shout out our Negro League Tribute League and then talk about the
Oh
Negro
yeah.
Leagues for a second. But uh, Kansas City Monarchs were you know, like I wasn't alive during the heyday of the Negro Leagues, but I always liked the Kansas City Monarchs. I like the name Monarchs. I thought that was just like a cool baseball name. And, come to find out as I grew up that they were also like the Yankees of the Negro Leagues in
Oh
many
really?
ways. They were the team that Jackie Robinson started with. He only played there for a year, but then Satchel Paige was there three different times. They were a very good team. Apparently, they were sponsored by Dr. Pepper, so that they had that going for them. But yeah, yeah. So and I always thought like the Negro Leagues had the best team names. I don't know why I liked them so
Other
much.
ones. I would
Like
recognize them if I.
the Grays were a good one. The funniest one ever is there was a team called the Atlanta Black Crackers, which I just think is hilarious that they named a team that. I don't know if there's irony in it, but they had the New York Black Yankees. Um, there's a bunch of other ones. One second. And then, so we have a Negro League Tribute League, and
Around forever.
the Cincinnati Clowns. That one's great.
So
Uh,
it's Senior League. They require historical name. Is that right?
yes, they require a historical name. Yep, you can change it if you take over a team, but it has to be one of the original leagues.
Who
But
runs that
the
league?
the
Sorry.
Cincinnati Clowns is a great one. Baltimore Black Sox, um, uh, the Wilmington Potomacs. They had Jacksonville Redcaps. I like that one too. Denver White Elephants. These are great names. So that Atlanta Black Crackers are in Negro League Tribute. It's such a just
Greek
amazing.
Gotta Hits and Joe CC.
Yeah, so Greek Gotta Hits, like
I don't
he's been
remember who
around
started it, but
forever, but Greek Gotta Hits has been there forever. I think for a long time that was the league that even kept him in the game. Um, and
was he
that
one of the originals that started? I don't even
I'm
know.
not sure if he was original, but he goes way back, so he might have been. Um, but yeah, there's good owners in that team. Kansas City Monarchs, owned by Wrangler, WFN's in that league. I shouldn't start naming owners because then I got to name them all.
Been
But
been
uh,
full for a long time. It's been active for a long time. It's a good league.
yeah, yeah. So, but that's a good game to go get on the wait list of. Good historical uh, league, and I'm glad it's always full. I'm glad it's always active. So good,
I learned a lot of
good
those
stuff to them.
players, the Negro League players, from when Jelly and I were doing Strat, because it's the Hall of Fame guys,
Oh
and doing
yeah.
Stratomatic, and a lot of their numbers are some of their cards are some of the best cards.
Oh, because some of their numbers are absurd. Like Larry Doby's numbers
Josh
are
Gibson,
Josh Gibson. Yeah, yeah,
um, yeah, crazy. Anyway,
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah. Larry Doby, first one to, or he was the first American League black player. Came over with the Indians the year after Jackie Robinson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, and one more thing about Satchel Paige that I found interesting is he started playing in like 1927 or something. He was born in 1907. And the Kansas City Athletics in MLB brought him back to play a season when he was like 59. I'm not even joking.
how much did he play?
I think he only pitched like 3 innings or something, but they brought him back. Maybe it was just a publicity stunt, but
Uh,
uh
that's
anyways.
that's a
So
good time
so
for
yeah,
it.
so
Like I was saying, I'm ready for baseball love fest right now because we're getting into the dog days.
dog days of summer.
And Dodgers
All-Star
had a
days
nice
too.
little run too, but All Star. I was gonna update you on the All Star voting first round.
Yeah, I actually don't know anything, so inform me.
Oh, you should bring up the list because you'll know the guys better than me because I'm a one team guy. But I did learn, we talked about it last week because I was curious about the process and I learned more about it this week. And I like the process that they have right now more than I thought. Because
Oh, really?
yeah, well, it's still voter based, which to me, I was worried that like, I mean,
Just all the
wouldn't it just be
Yankees
the
would
most
get in?
yeah, wouldn't it just be the most popular teams and everybody voting
Oh, that seems clearly not to be the case, actually.
uh,
Like the people winning are winning by a lot that deserve to.
well, I actually found so there's two different things. One, I found a analysis that somebody did, which was it was good science. Somebody went and did the because they were arguing the same thing of like comparing actual player performance versus vote totals to see the bias of the team voters, which I thought was pretty funny. And it's a few years old, but White Sox were the worst. They were the most unloved player. They were like they get like 60% of the support that they should get. And then on the other end, yeah, it was the Yankees that were the delusional fans that just
Oh, I just realized Rafael Devers got screwed because he would have led American League in DH voting, and then he went to the NL and he has half of what Otani has.
So that was what I didn't know. I didn't know what the format was because I thought it was going to take all the starters from the leaders and then have vote for the reserves, but I was wrong. So do you know? So that
I don't know.
they only take, and they apparently they changed this a few years ago. They only take the top vote getter and lock them in. So it's Judge and Otani.
Yep.
But then otherwise, they do the second round of voting and they take the top two guys. And so now it's a fresh vote with just the top two guys left. So I don't know. I like it. They get rid of a lot of the noise. So like there's some Dodgers in there that shouldn't be up there. And when you have voters that aren't going to be able to go all the way down the list and pick their team, I feel like it's going to end up in a better spot. I mean, it's still big names, but
Yeah, yeah.
it just comes out better than I would expect. It's more accurate than I would expect, and it also like I don't know how to, any having anything vote. I wouldn't trust an online vote for anything, and the fact that they do a pretty good job of ending up on the right places, I'm
So you're
surprised.
saying that MLB found a good way to still manipulate it to get the result they wanted, is basically what you're saying?
No, I think it's no. I don't know what the system is. I'm saying it's more accurate than I would expect. If you just have an online vote,
No,
like
I
I would
understand.
expect it to all be Yankees fans and then like,
I understand.
Mr. Mr. Fart Face to win write-in votes. Because you would also expect like I don't know, like looking at the vote totals, like when all you have to do is verify an email
I
and be
know.
able to
And
vote
then you get
five
a
times,
vote five
like
times a
I
day.
wonder, I didn't find information on this, but I wonder what percent of their actual votes that they validate because they have to be thrown out. I mean, it wouldn't take any time at all to write a script to be just filling the box all
Yeah,
day. I mean,
creating new emails and then
and
yeah.
voting all day. Um, and I still, wasn't there a year that something happened with the Mariners where the Mariners like had absurd vote totals? Am I dreaming of this?
I don't know.
They had absurd vote totals, and I thought that there was some reason that they had to modify the system. I'm gonna have to look that up, and maybe somebody can tell me that I'm lying and casting aspersions. But there was something going on where they were, the ballots at the games, like encouraging people to stuff the ballots. I don't know. I don't know. So now it's a new round of voting,
Okay.
and it's only down to the top two. So Devers, who else is on there that you're looking at? Who's deserving and who's not deserving?
Well, I mean, surprise. I mean, it is pretty well informed. Like Pete Crow Armstrong got the most votes in the outfield in the NL, which I know a lot of people know his name now, but like he was pretty unknown coming into the season to most people, and then but he's been having such a great year. He definitely deserves to.
Star now too, right? I mean, he's
Yeah, now he's becoming a star,
cool.
but um, Yeah, I mean, I think that's interesting. But then you see like Ronald Acuna is like fourth, and while he is doing well, like he has played so many fewer games than everybody else
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that is a little bit of a luxury thing.
Even I was talking about the Dodgers. Pages deserves to be in there, and Teoscar Hernandez, I believe, had more votes than him, and he is less deserving. Um,
I Paez has yeah like 400,000 less votes than Teoscar.
yeah,
But
but
Teoscar is obvious, but he has more votes than Kyle Tucker, and Kyle Tucker's playing out of his mind. Um,
I was
that
gonna
that's
say
interesting.
Tucker's not good on defense, but I wouldn't necessarily say Teoscar's good either. Uh, I know
Yeah.
the NL. I mean, I know, and I'm trying to remember who else got snubbed. I mean, what's his face going crazy in Seattle? Uh,
You mean Mr. Torpedo Bat? Like
is
he
he?
imagine, yo, yeah,
Ollie?
yo, yeah. No, he has a torpedo bat, and suddenly he's hitting three times the home runs. I'm never gonna give this up. I know a lot of the torpedo bat rhetoric has died down, but he is definitely one of the biggest beneficiaries of the torpedo bat by far. But
Um,
see, stupid.
I mean, it's names that yeah. Again, I'm paying more. There you go. I'm paying more attention this year, but whatever. I've been. You got to watch your game this week. You
We had
got
a
to watch
historical
Skeen.
game.
I don't. How do
Paul,
you pronounce his name?
Paul
Mizrachi.
Skeens against Jacob Misiorowski, and
One of
Misiorowski
the
is
TCL guys was at the game.
yep,
Ash.
yep. He Mizorowski has had a absolute historic start to his career. It's not going to last, but I'm enjoying it while it does. He currently has the least amount of hits given up and runs given up by anybody in their first three starts in Major League Baseball history, which is crazy. He's only given up three hits.
Even have three hits and three starts.
It's
The same
crazy.
amount. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
17 innings, which isn't as much as like some of those old guys, but still, that's three legit starts, two 5 innings and a 6 inning or whatever it was. Um, yeah, yeah, it's pretty incredible. And then we beat Paul Skeens, which was great. And if people haven't watched it, all four runs came in the same inning, and it is literally the scrappiest inning that I think I've ever seen to drive runs around. There was there was a bunch of walks, a bunt, a stolen base or two, three hits. Like it was just ultimate small ball to
We
get
might.
to him.
We're probably preaching to the choir, but I know that there are other people like me that had been old time baseball fans that hadn't been watched as much. I'm just gonna say, like, I
Baseball's
don't know.
great right now.
It's better. It's better than it used to be,
Yeah, it's great.
and it's just got me. Yeah,
And there's
I'm
so many there's
reinvigorated in my baseball love.
and baseball has done a good job finally like taking cues from the NBA on how to make individual stars. Like there's every team has somebody that's exciting to watch that's coming into your whoever your favorite team is. Baseball's a lot quicker. The games go literally about 30% quicker than they did back in the old days. There's a lot more uh, um, advancing of bases through steals, taking extra bags, things like that. Like it's just fun. Baseball is a great time to be a baseball fan. So if you're only watching casually or not at all, get into baseball. It's the best. Best.
I've got the MLB Network going for the first time, and I mean, it's taking over my life, but
Yeah.
it's a full-time job, but I really enjoyed it.
Yep.
I do work and have the game on and have it be expired. Uh,
And
anyway,
nothing's better than a daytime game for me while like
I don't get
while I'm
many of
working.
those. I had one yesterday.
Oh, did it? Yeah, it's great just having it on in the background. That Skeens Mizorowski one happened at one. That one wasn't a great one for a work day though, because like I was so interested on both sides. Like I found myself like 80% of the time watching the TV, but that's all right. You gotta do that once in a while.
Um,
That was not a background game.
we've been talking a lot about contests lately. I'm just going to stick it in here at the end. I know we've been talking, but the new contest is out there. We saw earlier that you made it to the finals. Is this the
Uh,
week? Is this the week you're going to
no, no,
break on
no, I
through?
was the last one in. I don't know how much hope I have this week, but I'm glad to be in. And I got a puncher's chance. So, I'll go down swinging.
We saw, I put out an article a blog post. If people looked where I
Very
started
good
to
blog
try to,
post. Yeah,
I wanted to start digging into the data on these contests to see how to win. I'm going to try to blow up my own game and give people advice. I didn't get very far this first week, but also I learned that looking at last week's data was screwy because Toke that won it,
total outlier.
one of the most outlier teams. He by far the most pitching focused team of any of the winners so far. It's interesting. I got
Yep.
to go back and look. Who knows? Is it luck or skill? Whatever. Maybe he knows something. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. It was such a crazy outlier that I don't know. And he beat me on a tie break to knock me out the time before. So he was like riding the edge. And then day five, like once again, puncher's chance, and his pitchers came through and you won the whole thing.
and
So
it was I'd said maybe, but one of the best parts of it because I just trying to design a game and hoping, the dream is always that there's alternate ways to win, multiple paths to win, and the fact that he of the finalists last week, he had the highest pitching focus and won it, and the guy with the lowest pitching focus was CBT, who had won it the week before.
yep.
I like that.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm gonna try to do those posts every week to dig in more. And this week was interesting because we had 4-man, 5-man rotations. Anyway, I was just gonna say, new one's out this week. I don't even know if you saw it. I'm knocking the salary cap down to 45. Uh, I'm curious to see what happens.
I'm curious too.
I'm collecting data. I really liked. There's some good trends that happen. I haven't compared the 55 million to the 50 million, but there's interesting stuff happening when people have to make the harder choices. And we're gonna keep playing around, but and the I made the computer opponents a little bit tougher. So as I
Ooh,
said,
lower salary cap, tougher opponents. This is gonna be a
this
rough
might be
week.
this might be the week that the robots win. We'll see.
Yep.
Anyway,
All right. So before we go, I want to give you some love because um, your team didn't do well in the contest this week because you ran out of time. You didn't have any bench players. You forgot some things. But like you were the one that designed this entire week of games. So you devoted a lot of time to the game design of the contest this week. And even 15, 20 minutes before, I still saw you pinging the people that hadn't finalized their teams to let them know, like, hey, make sure you get your team finalized. You did both of those things instead of finalizing and perfecting your own team, and that just shows your commitment to the game design. So I just want to say I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. But like, don't do it again. Like, get your team
I'm
tight. I
gonna
want you to
start
do
earlier.
well, but
I'm gonna
but
start
uh,
earlier this week. I'm
but
gonna
it
start
does show where
earlier.
your priorities are. So thank you for that.
I'm gonna start earlier this week on my team. I'm gonna get it. Everybody should not procrastinate. We got a lot of procrastinators.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to model better behavior.
All right, everybody. That's this week in base hit. Go check out Negro League Tribute. Uh, Definitely get your contest entry in. It's a lot of fun.
Vote for
And
the All-Stars.
vote for the All-Stars. I was
Watch
just going
it.
to say it.
Watch a baseball game if you haven't watched a baseball game in a while.
Yep. And then come into the MLB talk part of Discord and let's talk some baseball, talk some trash. All right. That's this week. See you next week. We're out.